question for you. First one, Yami, I'm going to go to you first. Is there one song which is your favorite from the entire soundtrack, and why do you love that one?
Apart from, there are two actually which I really enjoy. One is LOL, because that's very unlike me on the face kind of a song. When I heard it also for the first time, I was like, yeah, really on me? And I was like, yeah, why not? What's the problem? So the two Yamis always popping in my head. So I think that's something which I've done for the first time, and I'm so glad both Vikrant and I we really enjoyed it. People are really enjoying that song. And there's another song from the album which everybody can hear now. Since the entire album is out. It's called Rubaru.
Yes.
And when you hear the track and when you'll see it with the visuals in the film, it's a very slow track. It's the melody, the lyrics, it really gets absolutely in sync with the situation in that song. It's quite a it's a huge contrast to LOL and Savan, which has come right now. It's very slow. It'll take you through, in the mountains. It's a perfect long drive kind of a song. And when two people are just like falling in love, that kind of a feel to it. So these two tracks.
Vikrant, question for you. The music video of Savan Mein Lag Gayi Aag, it's very colourful, very vibrant and quirky. What was it like filming with Mikka, Badshah and Neha Kakkar? I mean, you've got the best in that song.
Yes. It was incredible. I actually am a huge fan of Mikka Baji. Back in school, I remember very, very vividly, going berserk while listening to Savan Mein Lag Gayi Aag, the original track when it came out.
Yeah.
And to get an opportunity to be a part of it, in the rearranged and the recreated version, I think it's something that I feel really blessed for. And at the same time, working with Badshah, Neha Kakkar, these guys are, icons in our music industry. And also to collaborate with Ganesh Acharya, who's the Ganesh Masterji, again, very fondly, the industry calls him. One of the veterans in our industry when it comes to choreography. To, just move, to shake leg on his moves was a dream come true. And I'm not exaggerating. It was fantastic, and I'm really, really glad, and, I can say this for everyone in the team, that we are really, really, overwhelmed, really heartfelt with, the love pouring in for Savan, and couldn't have asked for more.
Yami, just back over to you. Both Savan and LOL, they're very, very energetic ones. Between both of the choreographies, which one would you say that you enjoyed the most?
I would say Savan. As I'll take it from Vikrant, I think having it choreographed by Master G, Ganesh Acharya, he's so senior, he's such a veteran, and the kind of songs he's done in the past, they've all been huge hits. They're all songs where actresses and actors have really had to dance their way, right from the 90s with Govinda till date, everybody. And when you hear the song also, and when I saw the choreography, I was like, are you sure, Master G? Like, you think, look nice on me. We have these, till the time you don't do something, there'll always be slight, I wouldn't know, not as an actor, really a hitch, but will it look nice on me? Is it something that, people will like it on me because they're not used to seeing me in such songs. I haven't, but then that's the whole point, to do something which you haven't done before. And Master G said, you trust me. If you're still not okay with something, I'll change it. But if you trust me, and if you just go by my instinct, everything will go really smooth, and people will really enjoy that Yami's done something like this for the first time. And I think I gave my everything to the song. I think I used to come very diligently, like how you go, for your school classes or school rehearsal, and I would rehearse, and I really wanted him to feel proud of me, Ganesh. Okay, I did my best to his choreography. I did justice to the song, and I think once I got it, once I got the vibe and the feel of it, I think I absolutely enjoyed. Like once you reach the set, then it should be just like, a cakewalk. Then it should be just like, that's what I do in my sleep. That's how I do it. That's how I woke up, and I'm so cool with it. So no one knows what goes behind, the prep work. So I think I would say Savan.
And I would also want to just add one more thing. Yami, when she says she actually gave it all, she means it, and we all can corroborate that, because she was suffering from dengue at that point in time.
Oh,
She was literally on glucose bottles every week, and for her to pull that off, the amount of diligence shown by her, it was such an inspiration for every single member in the unit. Knowing the
wow.
fact that she was actually advised bed rest, but the
Oh my
professional
God.
that she is, she made sure that she fulfilled all her commitments on time.
Vikrant, are you able to share any funny moments whilst you guys were filming for this?
I could go on and on. We could spend an entire afternoon, sharing funny anecdotes of on the set. There've been many, but one thing that I will cherish. Yeah, we were talking about funny anecdotes.
Yeah.
As I said, I can go on and on about funny anecdotes on set. Uh, I'm having a brain freeze moment right now. Right?
There've been so many, Anushka. I completely get him. I'm glad you didn't ask me that question because there's so many things, and as I'm watching the trailer, the songs and we're giving these interviews, I'm not kidding. I mean, we end up like overspilling what we're required to do because there's some connection with one thing or the other. Some things which perhaps you might say it's not even that funny, but it's funny in our head because when it happened, it just cracked us up at a very awkward time.
There's one that's crossing my mind right now, and obviously, if it's funny, it has to involve Yami ji. And to all the listeners, to all the watchers out there who actually, think that Yami ji, though she's like this prim and proper, absolutely classy girl right next door, but she is very, very funny. She is extremely, and so she, like, I remember, we used to share lunches every day. And but one thing that really sort of that stands out to me right now is that one morning we were filming, we had an off that one morning, so we were all so excited that we all sort of crashed into Yami ji's room. We woke her up in the morning, and she's an early riser in any case, but it was earlier for her as well. So by 6:30, members from her team who are friends, Amandeep, Natasha, Mahima and I, all of us just barged into a room. We started playing songs and we were dancing till 10 a.m.
Oh, wow. I love that.
There are videos for it which we cannot put out. There are videos which we cannot put out.
We will put out, by the way, Massey. They're supposed to be put out. They're actually in my special folder, and they are going to be out very, very soon. It deserves, I think, a national applause.
Please, you take my approval before that because you don't know what all is there in those videos. But I really want to share one anecdote. She's very scared of ghost stories and ghosts. If you tell her कि Yami संभाल के सोना सुना है कि ये hotel haunted है, so she'll actually start believing it.
Very funny.
She really starts making up things in her own head, and she'll be like, अच्छा सच में मासी जी सच में. So she was actually sharing a room with. She was not like the adjacent room to hers was occupied by her staff member, her colleague Amandeep, and it was a suite. So generally, what happens is that there is a connecting door in between rooms. There are certain rooms in hotels which are connecting rooms. So they'd lock those rooms, and what I would do with obviously the other friends that were there. So one night we actually started knocking and making those really eerie noises, sounds, and we could actually hear footsteps. And she actually woke up from the bed and she came out. She's like, "Oh, kaun hai?"
Very funny.
And we actually did that, and I just ran in the alley before she could get her hands on me. And these are little things, and had it not been Yami, Yami ji, I probably wouldn't have.
Oh, I love that. No, I think most importantly, I think it's all about the memories that you guys have made.
It's all about the memories. Yeah, absolutely.
Special have Yami ji that we're going to be seeing really soon with her. Back to the music. This is for you, Yami. Do you feel that the Bollywood music industry has changed recently? And if you feel that it has, how would you say that it's changed?
I think every generation, of course, every decade brings a change, with itself. And being a 90s, for example, being a 90s kid, there's so many memories. There's so much nostalgia when we listen to those songs and that music. I even like listening to really old songs and all that. Of course, it's changed right now. Of course, it's changed, but I feel. Although it's ironical, I mean, I myself have been part of films where there have been remakes and remixes of old songs, which is great. But I mean, if it adds something to it, great. But the number of times it happens that we sing some kind of remix, which you like, please, yeah, I mean, let's not spoil the old song, let's not spoil that classic. So I think maybe that's happening a bit too much right now. Maybe because I don't know, I don't know if we are going through a challenging time creatively, or are we trying to evolve more? Because before every change, there does come a time where that little gap, the little lull period where you're trying to maybe redefine things once again for times to come. So I don't know, maybe if it's that time, but because the times when we talk about melody, the times when we talk about some tune or something which stays in your head, like right now, or maybe I don't know if it's me, I don't know if I speak for a lot of people, but it's very rare that something gets stuck to your memory, or maybe you're just humming it the entire day. I don't know if it's me. So maybe we are going through some change, and I hope that it's for better, I think, in times to come.
Yeah, no,
I think it sounded like a complaint.
I think, like you said, each decade and each year just comes with its own.
Yes.
And
I'd like to add something here. I'd also like to add something here, and I'm sure Yamiji would also agree to this. Yeah, as she said, there are changes every decade, but there are prominent changes happening lately also because of the advent of, digitization. Mm-hmm. Today, a song is up on any streaming platform, and it's accessible to one and all across the globe. And, that has given, the Indian music scenario a global platform today. Like I would say, especially since A.R. Rahman sir won an Oscar like a couple of years ago, that really put the Indian music industry on a global pedestal. Yeah. And that's been followed up, and we're really glad that through A.R. Rahman sir and also through the advent of digitization, that Indian music is being listened. If I can just sum it up very shortly, Barack Obama released his list of favorite 10 songs.
Yeah.
He had Prateek Kuhad's song in that list, and that's proof enough of the fact that Indians are actually catering to global audiences today. And yeah. I only see it getting better and better from here on.
Definitely, no, 100% agree. And in fact, it was after Barack Obama released his list, and I went on quickly. I was like, I need to listen to the song.
Who is this guy? And he's been singing, he's been doing live shows all across the country for the last couple of years, and nobody knows about him, and that's so sad.
I know. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to play this on my radio show. So I've been playing it ever since. So, and I think, something like that, it just puts us on the world map, which is absolutely fantastic, I think. Vikrant, the soundtrack, it's been composed by Payal Dev. What do you make of her music style?
She is so talented. You will not believe, I was not aware of the fact that she's actually done the entire album up until, say, a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
And I'll concede this fact, I was just not aware of it. And, she is so talented. And I'm really glad that, we indirectly have. So, yeah, she's supremely talented. And I was absolutely stunned by what she's done in our film, and also what she's done otherwise. I went online and I tried to check out what other stuff she's done. And it's, directly, indirectly an honor to be associated with her. Mm-hmm. And it's proof that slowly, it's sort of, it's connecting to the previous question that you asked, that there are newer people coming in, who are incredibly talented, and, they are owning it up, and, they're not shying away from taking up major responsibilities and putting their talent out there.
Now, Vikrant, I'm just going to stay with you. This is the first time that we're actually seeing you performing a dance song. I know we were talking about dancing earlier with Yami, but with you, what was it like for you doing something really different?
I was honestly very nervous to begin with. It's very normal for everyone to be in their own space. After a couple of beers down, you really want to shake a leg. That's a different thing altogether. But doing that professionally in front of 150 people, and also exposing yourself to more than 1 billion people in your own country, it was very nerve-wracking for me to begin with. But fortunately, I was very lucky. I was very lucky to have the right team members who were equally supportive. And it was a very conscious decision, Anushka, from my end, because if you've actually seen the kind of work that I've done lately in the last couple of years, it's been so intense that at one point in time, my family was like, why do you pick up such things? Why do you pick up things that completely drain you? because I would come back home with those characters and I would just go off to sleep and wake up and go back to work again.
Yeah.
And, I just sat back one afternoon and I said, I think I also really need to cool down. I need to, tap into other areas of my talent probably. And then came along Ginny Weds Sunny, and then I thought, okay, this is what's, this is what I really feel like doing all out there, and I am really glad that people are latching on.
And you look like you fit in really well with this entire vibrant, colourful. Which song would you say plays quite a significant role in the film for a storyline, which brings out the emotions, the characters quite perfectly?
Okay, so this song also happens to be one of my favorite songs in the album, and it's Rubaru again. It's the same Yami G's. It is such a wonderful song, besides the fact that it's a wonderful melody, it's got a great recall value. All you need to do is just hear it for 30 seconds and it's on your lips all day. But at the same time, it is a catalyst in the narrative. It does take the second half forward, pertaining towards their equation, towards Ginny and Sunny's equation. And, it's a very crucial point in the narrative. And so I think as she said, it's very picturesque. It's very beautifully shot. We are up in the hills wearing jackets and mufflers. It looks great. But also at the same time, it's a very important catalyst in taking the story forward with regards to these two characters.